welcome to Silverrun Forest Farm. We're here with Jake and Paige. It is the second half of August, and we have a bunch of things to keep us active here in the middle of summer. We have a quick look at our fields, given that it's first thing in the morning and we've got plenty of crops in the ground. However, we've got growth stages at various points. Our corn down here, our sugar beet and our soy, and they're all growing along nicely, but still a ways off harvesting, which is fine. So Jake was just taking the opportunity to do some maintenance here. Not that it needs very much on the Kubota and the baler. We did quite a bit of baling last time. So what we'll do just before we run down the hill, one of the chores that's on the list today is we need to feed the cows. We've also got some milk to take down to our dairy. We've got plenty of bales to move around and unload, and what Jake's thinking is that just over here, this tree's going to be in the way, so I'll get rid of him. So if we angle it right, we should be able to get him to fall down the hill, like so. And there's another one behind there that's in the way also. Step back out of the way. But with those down, what he's thinking is that little area there with a just a small amount of leveling, so maybe a little retaining wall or something, would lend itself to just a little storage shed for bales, and give us somewhere to keep the bales out of the weather up here, but still close to the area where we make the tanks. So with that in mind, having dropped the trees, he's spoken with Buff, who's good with these sort of things. Buff helped them with the silo down the road, and Buff will have one of his mates drop by while we're getting a few other jobs done and just level that out for us. He said it'll probably be less than $1,000 just to build a small retaining wall there and level it out, just to stick the shed on. The shed's not very heavy, so it's just to make sure it doesn't slip down the hill. Meanwhile, we'll duck down and stack up a couple of bales next to the horse area. As you can see, we've got straw for miles, along with still a few hay bales left in the field down here. So none of that's really ready to sell at this time of the year. And we should be able to just... Actually, what we'll do is we'll pull the tedder out of there. And just drop the tedder in beside, that we can pop that baler in out of the weather. Now, as opportunities have risen, he has moved a few more logs across to the sawmill like he was doing last time. So that bigger yarder set up by the float pond is working really well. It's a little bit slow, but it's the sort of job where when he's between things, he can just duck down there and fire it up and send a few loads across. And it all works really well. Let's just leave you there. Now, in terms of the hay bales, we'll stick a few on the pile here so that there's plenty for the horses when they need them. There's only a few here on the field, so it shouldn't take too long to stack these up. We just run them over and stick them in. Whoops. A little bit bumpy getting off the field. Stick them in against the wall with any luck. Not ideally stacked, but when we get the next couple, they might just bump across for us. Jake's still negotiating for the Laverda that's over there in the corner. They're not budging on price though, unfortunately, so it's looking like it'll be a little bit expensive. Hopefully we'll get enough yield off the soybeans to make it worthwhile. But you get the idea. We've got, what, 2 more trips up there and 3 trips down here. We should be able to get these stacked nicely in the next few minutes. One of the things Jake's been thinking a little bit more about is his ice cream idea. He's been doing a little bit of research. I reckon the market will sustain it. There'll be, there's a little bit of kind of a tourist town, tourist passing through in town, and also obviously there's kind of lifestyle businesses like the riding school up here and everything else. So the obvious place for it is next to our dairy, because that's kind of all fits together and he can supply out from there. But the cost of the factory is looking like it'll be 120,000. So there's we've got to get a fair way through selling some of our crop. So just sneak these 2 under here, I reckon. We extend the boom. We should be able to get it just on the back there. Lovely. Whoop, don't. Always the way, isn't it? Solve one problem, create another one. We'll fix that up in a sec. Yes, 120,000 required, so that's looking more and more like it's a next winter proposition. Certainly not something you can get in place before the end of summer. Just too much work to do. But for now, it's something obviously to aim for. And it's a discussion with Paige about, a bit like they did last year, splitting the proceeds from the harvest crops between paying down the mortgage a bit and investing in a little bit more development of the farm and the like. So we'll see how that unfolds. Now, can we push these two just back in undercover there and straighten things up a little bit? And then we can lift the stack and pop you on there. And then there's the last one we'll take round the other side. The main feed we need to give the horses before they have anything else is a little bit of a little top up on the oats, but for that we need the bucket, and I don't think we've got the right adapter on here. A little bit rough running over here, so we won't actually put this right on the trigger. Just drop him in there, because otherwise it'll fill it up and then we won't be able to pop the oats in. So that's the field emptied. The boom back in. Let's have a look here. Yeah, so they've got plenty of straw and about a third of food, but if we go in and look at the mix, I think we'll find that the base food's getting down a bit, so they definitely need some more oats. What is the adapter on there? That's a skid steer. And that's not. So we will have to solve for that. Next job though, while we're down here, apart from not forgetting to do that, is we need to get the header off the harvester, because next job we will be doing with the harvester will be, and we do need the bucket over here as well, for the crop we didn't quite manage to get in the silo. So probably just as well we go looking for the adapter for that. But the next crop we're going to need to harvest will be the corn. So we're done with this header for the season. What we might do, I don't think we can get between the gate and the silo, so we'll load the header on the other side. Need to move the truck out of the way. There's no need to take the harvester back up. We can just leave that parked down here for the moment, but we'll bring the corn header down at another time. A little bit crooked on the trailer, but could be right. We'll just drop this in here for now and get it out of the weather. The bush guys still haven't been over. Let's go and get the big tractor sorted. Oh, we almost forgot. Before we run down and move a few logs, let's make sure that we duck down. We don't have a scoop there. Where is our scoop gone? The only scoop we've got is down there. What's that one? That's a telly loader. Adapter to what? We're going to have to look at our inventory here, I suspect. So that's the bucket we've got down the bottom. Now, have we got... Telehanded a front loader. It would appear we have two. Telehandler a front loader, but no front loader bucket hiding around unless we've left it over here. No. I think what we're going to do is duck down the store and purchase ourselves a front loader bucket. I think that's the best overall strategy. I can think of a myriad of situations where it will be required. And it just gives us a little more flexibility. That spot just over there is where Jake is thinking of putting his little ice cream factory. Duck in here and organise that front loader bucket. What have we got here? We will buy a ruby at some point. What's the volume of this guy? 2 meter bucket will be fine. reason for the ruby is we learnt last year that we get more for our sugar beet if we cut it. That's the that's definitely the plan. Let's just duck down and sort those oats out. Let's just duck in here and see if we can tidy up the mess we made. Pop those in the silo. If the truck's not parked right on top of it. They did a good job of making a mess. For those that missed it, weren't paying attention, I managed to tip the first trailer load half onto the floor here. Not sure if we'll be able to get it all tidied up around the base of the silo there, but we'll see how we go. Yeah, not too bad. Out of there. Try not to punch a hole in the side of the silo, of course. With our tool here, that wouldn't do. Always a bit of a risky maneuver using hydraulic tools beside your silo. That's what we want. That bit there. And that should be a much tidier job. Right, so let's go and see if we can get the scoop full of oats. Just want a few oats out of here. Pretty sure trigger for the oats is just inside the door where, now the big question of course is, will this scoop go through the door? No is going to be the answer, or yes? Yes, just. And hopefully it's looking like that's putting some oats in for our horses. So what we'll do here is probably, how much capacity have we got? Probably only take, maybe if we put 2 more scoops. Just. Truth be told, we're probably just a little bit lucky that we were able to fit through the door there. Never thought to measure it before we went to the store. How often has he done that? Decide you need something, head to the shop and then forget to take a tape. It's through there. And one more. Looks like we'll need to transfer some more into that silo next time we feed. Now if we run round with our bale spike, we can bump the bale we dropped around here before. Up into the trigger. With any luck, took a little bit of it, and what we should now find with our horses that they're all set, fully fed, roughly the right ratio, so they'll be happy for quite a while. And we're going to need the bale spike back up the top to make our mix for the cows a bit later on, so I'll run you back up. We'll just out of there. Next job on the list. Still no sign of buffs, guys. So we need the winch and the processor from down near the logs anyway to deal with that tree that we cut. So we'll run down there. The trailer that we used to store, the container we used to store fertilizer in, he's just moved down because there's a few logs here that can get parceled up and tidied up when we get a chance, make it a bit easier for our activities. Oh, there was our other bucket hiding in the middle of proceedings. That's probably got a front loader fitting on it, seeing Jake returned the front loader itself, or the wheel loader I should say. Rightio, so you can see the pile's a little bit smaller. But Jake's learned a few things about the operation of everything. So if he phones up the mill, you can see that the yard is actually running. And if we now bring the yarder back, so in the little icon there, the K key will move us the yarder back to where we are up here, or the yard ahead, I should say, which will take a few minutes. But he's got this little system worked out where you can just phone Danielle just to make sure everything with the yarder machinery is working fine. Danielle's the lady that runs the old sawmill, taken over from her dad. We should see the head just pop through under the bridge in just a minute. Here it comes. Just see it running up there. So we can move up here a little bit. Keep it coming a bit further forward till we get in range. We'll take that guy there with the B. That guy there with the B. That one as well. And we get any more? Might get that one too. So Jay will lift them up. There's 4. Just step back out of the way. That's a pretty good spot. And X will return us back towards the yarder. And if we watch the little scale there, what you'll notice is the flashing icons where it's heading to, but if you look at just the letters yarder-K, Jake's figured out that when the picture is just past the dash, that's exactly the right spot to be dropping the logs in the pond. He doesn't need to go down there. You can just watch it go. And keep an eye on these little bits that seem to get in the way. We can trim this one while we're at it. Another little bit there. And sure enough, just as it gets close, by phoning Danielle to start it up, and she knows there's someone in the yard keeping an eye on the float pond so that we're not endangering anybody down there. They've got good vision. And we'll drop right about there. And we can bring the carriage back. So Y will bring it back up to us up here. So we'll keep doing a couple more loads there. And hopefully by the time we get to the other side of lunch, both guys might have been through in the yard. So as you can see, it's just started to rain. Jake's not all that thrilled about doing this job in the rain. Here comes the head. So I think this will be the last load. We'll just load a few up. Let's just move the carriage a bit further back in our direction here. There we go. So we can... and hopefully get the 4th one, lift you up a little bit, and then X should send you back down, and we'll run down in the tractor and check in with Danielle and get paid for our load. We should just arrive here in time to see our logs coming in. As you can see, we've got a bit of a stack forming there in the water. And we've got our last lot popping up the road there, so works pretty well. A few of them bounce around, but if we put our icon up again, you can see what we're doing, but we want to be dropping it right about there. Let's duck over and talk to the operator and see if we can get paid for this lot. And there we go. 40 odd, 38.8 and 2 7s, 41.5. So very handy little pickup. We can turn you off for now. There we go. So let's head back and get our shed done and our animals fed. As you can see, we've got a bit of a pad there. We're just trimming this tree that we've gotten out of the way. Try not to leave the timber too much in the way of our entrance here. But that should do the trick. We'll come and pick that up later on. Let's our tractors out of the way. That rain really is starting to get annoying, but you can see the job Buff's guys did. And so now we just want a silo, which looks something like that. Must opt on there, I think. Oh, put free placement. Try not to move the mouse. And that fits in there just nicely. So what we should be able to do, let's turn our icons off. Grab our tractor. Put our tree processor undercover over here, I'm guessing. And now if we get our bales, this will just give us somewhere easy to put them away. And when the rain stops, of course, we can go down and get the straw baled up off our fields. We unfold. And I'm guessing somewhere around or about here. We'll drop them straight in to our shed. Easy as you like. Who wouldn't want to do it that way? And now if we want, say, 2 bales to make our mix, we can see there it'll hold 150, which is perfect for us, I think. But if we want to grab a couple, the trigger is around here somewhere. Let's find out. Oop. Open our storage dialog. We want 2 square bales. And out they come. Perfect. Let's drop you off there for the sec. We'll use you to get the mixer. Mixer. Looks like we might have a little bit in it to start with. Just needs a little bit more hay by the looks. Yeah, just a little bit more hay to balance out this mix. So we'll take care of that first. Down our bale spike. Oop. Just misjudged the height of the spike. Of course, that tree is just not quite blade ball in terms of where it rolled when Jake dropped it. Just let that fill up. That should be a lovely mix. In we go. Drop that into the cows, and that should make them pretty happy. So let's have a look. Cows, total mixed ration, they've got plenty. So we'll top that up now. We could also put some more straw in. We've certainly got plenty of that on hand. And the last job we'll do for the day will be to take the milk down to our dairy. Let's get one more. How big was that bale remaining there? 4,500. That's a good number. Safe to drop you in. And we'll go and get a bale of silage. Well, it's fun doing these jobs in the rain. Everything's a little bit slippery. 6,500 litres of silage. We can pretty much drop that straight in. There we go. And then just top up. With the hay. And that's all that she took. An easy job. I don't think we're going to run down and get the straw in the rain. We'll load up the straw when it's dry and bring a trailer load up here next time. There we go. And we'll put this one, might just be a 7,200. We should be able to make a mix with it, even if it's not quite the same ratio as the other one. So that'll do that. Just get that last silage and we're done. Let's pop you on there. And what'll happen there is it'll process it a little bit and just change the blend as it unloads. So you can see the mix just changing there, coming back to balance. And we're full. So we can leave the mixer there for now. Load up the milk and get out of this rain. We're not. Let's try opening the covers and then filling up. Always works better. 4,144 and down to the dairy. As we pop round here, with any luck, we can just stuck in there and overload our milk. Make sure everything in the dairy is processing the way that we wanted. Plenty of butter. Plenty of milk, plenty of cheese, all good. But that's where we might leave Jake and Paige for this episode. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. Until next time, be safe. See ya.